2-1 game. So Anthony Dominguez takes over for the top of the order. The Mariners, and Dominguez, who pitched in 3 of the 4 games in the division series, put up zeros in all of them, kept on doing what he did after coming over at the deadline from Baltimore. Arozarena on 1-0 takes ball 2.
Arozarena made an incredible play. And how many times do you see it in baseball? You make a great play and you lead off the next inning.
Now trying to make an impact at the plate. 0 for 3 today. 4 out of 26 in this postseason.
It looks a little in between for me. He's an aggressive hitter that he's letting a lot of fastballs, not that one particularly, but a lot of fastballs earlier go by. And he hunts those.
We're talking about the 10 home runs that he hit in 20 games in 2020 in the postseason. Has not homered in his last 3+ trips, though. You got to go back to Game 1 of the division series in 2021 to find his last postseason homer. Takes a leadoff walk here. And that has been the issue for Dominguez. Now he's been able to pitch around him, but a lot of free passes. Brings up Cal Raleigh, and we take a look at StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. His game-tying home run.
Yeah, look at that bat path. That will get it down. I've never seen a guy more in a groove and a swing.
Takes a fastball for a strike. You were touching on this earlier, but Dan Wilson told us today that the greatest part about this whole thing is that the whole motivation for him is that all he cares about is winning. So what has led him to grow the way that he has in his 5 years in the big leagues, to take it to another level this year? It all comes from a place of, I just want to win a World Series. And I want it to be with the Mariners, he said officially when he signed that extension this spring. Would not sign that extension, though, until he got a big notebook full of questions answered by the front office. Where are we headed? What's the plan to get me that ring? Sat down for 2.5 hours with the front office. Got all those questions answered before he put pen to paper.
What's crazy is, you know, his batting average against the four-seam fastball is not great, but he's got 60-some home runs. So you know, the fastball down, he'll get his slew of home runs, but his average is under 220.
Strikes out right here.
There's the splitter, had him in between on the fastball he took, and then the splitter he couldn't pull the trigger fully.
The walk followed by the strikeout, and Julio Rodriguez, who's reached twice in Game 1, comes up. Rodriguez walked after the home run from Raleigh, took second in a wild pitch and scored. This ball gets to the backstop as Arozarena dives into second. He was going to have it stolen either way.
Foul.
Randy had more than 30 during the regular season, gets his first one of the postseason here.
Let's see a little more of that from the Mariners. If they get on base, they got to make their weapons when they get on base a threat. Stole a lot of bases on the year. I think third most in baseball.
Power and speed. And nobody more personifies that than the guy at the plate, and Julio Rodriguez. More home runs and stolen bases over his first 4 seasons than anybody in baseball history. There goes Arozarena again, and he's stolen third without the thought of a throw. And now Insurance 90 feet away with one gone.
Yeah, he got an aggressive lead and absolutely took off.
That's the second time back-to-back innings that the Mariners have had a runner at third in less than 2 outs. Couldn't cash in last inning. The infield in again for the Jays. That was with the bottom of the order up. Here it's with their top hitters in the heart of the lineup.
27th stolen base of third.
On a 3-0, swings away, fouls it off. Mariners, we've touched on it, they steal bases, they hit home runs, but situationally they have not been good this year. That's where the Blue Jays are the best in baseball. Mariners strike out too much. Last in the majors in productive outs. 26th with runners in scoring position.
Ball.
Rodriguez on for the 3rd time as he takes his 2nd walk.
So now he's got to make them pay and steal second. This is where the Mariners have to be aggressive. The infield more than likely is going to be almost halfway unless he brings it all the way in.
Mason Fluharty starts to warm. The left-handed batting Naylor's on deck. Longtime pitching coach of the Blue Jays, Pete Walker, in his 14th season. We got a quick word from Loan Depot.
Rates are dropping. Now may be the best time to buy a new home or refinance. Check out the site now to see how Loan Depot can help. But seriously, this is only a 10-second ad, so you should get started now.
Yeah, Arozarena, who had 31 during the regular season, 2 on this trip around the bases. Rodriguez had 30 during the regular year. And at first, as Polanco comes up. It's starting to be that this is the guy that if you could handpick to have up in a situation like this, you choose.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't, even if he steals second, you can't walk him because he got Naylor behind him.
Ball.
Takes a ball. That game-winning hit on Friday night. Before that, 2 home runs against Tarek Skubal in the 3-2 win in Game 2. Just kind of hides there with the bigger names around him. These guys having star seasons. Polanco lurking in the cleanup spot. The go-ahead hit tonight back in the 6th.
I mean, the only reason you don't send him is you're afraid of the line drive double play. And then the other reason is you keep the first baseman there to give a bigger hole with the infield in, with Guerrero having to hold the runner on.
Not going. Chested down by Kirk.
Talking to Ken Wilson, they don't run recklessly. They run when the advantage is to them. You know, when they've got the pitcher's time down and the certain guys are on the base pass, they're definitely going to take the bases when it's right.
1st and 3rd, 1 gone and a 1-run game. Polanco chops it right side and through, and Jorge Polanco has delivered again. 3-1 Seattle, and Polanco has driven in the last 2.
With the infield in and the first baseman holding the bag, it more than likely was going to be a hit either way, but he pulls it in that hole, and a much easier opportunity to get a hit when the defense is in as far as they were.
Jorge Polanco, who they traded for from Minnesota before last year, flopped. Had his worst season in the big leagues. Comes back, little expectations, huge bounce back year, never bigger than he's been lately. A 3-1 game after Jorge Polanco drives in another. Mason Fluharty comes in and finds a strike zone that he's got to like, getting the call there. And a pitch that looked to be inside to Josh Naylor. So Sir Anthony Dominguez, so reliable, almost untouchable in the postseason in his career, but 3 of the 4 that he faces reach. Go to the left-handed rookie Fluharty here. Pitched in 3 games in the division series. Gave up runs in 2 of them. Naylor 0 for 3. Swings and misses.
Man.
We haven't seen swings that big lately from him. He pops himself out of his helmet.
A couple tough lefty matchups the last 2 at bats. And he'll have a swing or 2 like that, but they won't be all 3. He'll cut it down. He'll try to figure out a way to touch the ball, put it in play.
How about that double that he had against Scuba the other night against 100? Looked like Chase Utley up there just trying to touch.
Well, if you wonder why they check if a guy swings or not, that's a perfect example. That was like a check swing double.
Right. 1-2 to Naylor. Chased. He looked like a different guy. With a couple strikeouts tonight. So 2 gone in this 8th inning. Jorge Polanco ended Game 5 in the 15th inning. Clubbing a base hit to right field, and twice tonight he's delivered for the Mariners in the clutch. He did it in the 6th to give them their first lead, and he's done it again here in the 8th. We talk about the stars delivering in the postseason, but with all the attention on those stars, names like this emerge. Jorge Polanco becomes the guy that steals the headlines. Suarez, who just missed a home run his last time up. And Ryan Edison giving him that side of the plate. You mentioned Polanco last year, his worst year of his career. He hit .213. Turns out he was dealing with a knee issue all season, and so right after the year ended, had surgery to fix it. And the anniversary of that surgery, that low point, was Friday night, his high point. Ball 2 on Suarez. Signed him on a 1-year contract to come back. Wasn't until late in the offseason, and it was to be the third baseman, a spot that he's hardly played at all. Did that on opening day. Pretty soon he had moved to DH. Second base, though, down the stretch and here into the postseason. Another toss to second. Ernie Clement goes back near the outfield to catch it. Not on the same page there.
2 ways when you make the pickoff. It's either a sign from the catcher and it's coordinated, or it's a daylight, meaning the infielder will kind of shade himself over and then dart to the bag. That was neither. At least the second baseman wasn't in on that.
Carnivan's 2-2 on Suarez. 9-1-2 coming up for the Blue Jays in the bottom of the 8th. First championship series game for the Mariners in 24 years. 4 wins from playing in the World Series for the first time. Deuce is wild in the 8th. 2 on, 2 out, and a 2-2 from Fluharty. Swing and a miss. He strikes out Suarez. The Mariners tack on from down 1-0. They lead 3-1 to the last of the 8th.